Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Satur. Hi, welcome everybody. Well, it's been a while since I did my last video and I'm very happy to be here today. Today is a very special day and I want to tell you why, and we're going to be speaking about the yoga as a spiritual path, yoga as a way of life. And I want to invite you today, Wednesday, April the 30th. I'm going to do a live at 18 hours CET, European time. And I'm going to be speaking about this, and also I'm going to be answering questions that you have been sending me. Thank you so much for writing me. I'm doing better, healing slowly but effectively. And I started doing my practice again, and things are moving along. So thank you so much for the best wishes. So why is today such an important day in the lives of those of us who are interested in the bigger picture, let's say? So today, the name of the day in Vedic astrology is Akshaya Tritiya. And it has to do with the connection between sun and moon. So today the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Taurus, which is the exaltation of both luminaries. So this is very powerful. It's a very beautiful day to make intentions, to give, to share. That's why I'm doing this video. To connect with people, to do things you love, like doing your practice, like doing japa, mantras, connecting with colleagues that are in your same frequency, with your teacher, with your students. And I always say that if more people practice yoga, it's going to make a difference in the world. And we are going through so much right now. Here in Madrid last Monday, 2 days ago, it was a big thing. So we were without electricity. It was a big blackout for 11 hours. And it was scary. It was like, people were trapped in the metros, in elevators. Thank God, me and my husband, we were here at home. So even though we could not work or we could not communicate or anything, but we went out fast to buy some water. But these type of things are happening now in this new world of connectivity. So we need to be prepared. So what is the best way to prepare? To do our practice, to do our yoga, our meditation, our charity, our karma yoga, whatever you're doing, do it. Do it not only for yourself, but do it for the whole world. And then this brings me to the question, what is the best quality yoga? And I know many people are asking me a lot of questions, so at the end of this video I'm going to read some of those questions for you and maybe try to answer them, even though I am trying to meditate and reflect on the questions and the answers myself. So the best quality yoga is a practice that is nurturing for you. So like in my case, I have been injured, so I have been doing that very slow. I have been doing also cross training with weights and with yoga therapy that I know a lot about. Thank God to my, let's say my journey, because I have been injured everywhere in my body. Because Ashtanga is a very intense practice and it starts transforming our body as well as our minds. But the best practice is a practice that nurtures you, that nurtures your body, nurtures your mind, nurtures your heart, that awakens our potential. Today is a day to awaken our potential. Why are you practicing? Your practice should be an inspiration for you. You should look forward to your practice. That's what I'm telling you. Even though sometimes we are hurting or we had a bad day or whatever happens, your mat is waiting for you and you go there, you take a deep breath and do whatever you can. And of course, yoga and meditation and the reading of the sacred scriptures. They are a spiritual sadhana, they're a spiritual path. Yoga is not a trend, it's not a fashion, and for sure yoga is not a brand, because yoga is property of the whole mankind. Nobody owns the yoga, and my teacher used to say this: yoga is everyone's gift. And as teachers, our role as teachers of yoga, I would say, first has to be to be good students, to do our practice every day, to inquire, to understand our bodies, to understand our minds, because this is a living transmission. So whatever we have received from our teachers, this is what we're going to share with others, not only students, but with people on the street. Like on Monday during the blackout, people became very kind. People became patient and started speaking to each other instead of being glued to their screens. There was a lot of kindness. I experienced that here in Spain. Yoga is the art of calming the mind, of coming to that state of equilibrium and equanimity. And that is best done, and Patanjali says that by surrendering to the higher power, Ishvara Pranidhana. And in these moments where everything is crumbling, not only the world itself, but only, let's say, the structures that once were maybe an illusion that things were in shape, or because that was an illusion. Everything is slowly crumbling because Saturn is in Pisces. So Saturn is going to come and wash all that sense of security that was outside of ourselves. Yoga is actually the power to free ourselves from any mold. And it gives us wisdom and power. That's called the Shakti. And that's the power to create beautiful lives, the yoga of the mat. And that's where free will is so important. And sometimes we cannot change certain things, we cannot change people, so either we accept them or we just leave them behind. That's the best thing, instead of like suffering and taking it personally and saying, this person, what they did this to me, it's like, don't waste any more energy there. The cutting of illusions, that's what the spiritual practice is, the spiritual awakening. And it's the slow peeling of the onion. Understanding that the spiritual path is about peeling more and more layers until we finally understand that for the new to be born, the old has to die. So, thank you for being here. And for those of you who have been writing me, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. You don't know how much it means to me that you write me a message and say just, how are you doing? What is happening with you? I heard your podcast with Jay Brown. That was beautiful. Thank you for saying things the way you say them. Thank you for being with Bryce in YouTube and sharing about. Thank you. I really thank you. And many of you have been asking me questions, and I don't think I have the answers, but I would like to read them anyways. So you understand what type of questions are being asked, because it's a moment of great possibility and great transformation. The first question is, where do I go practice in Mysore, India, if I want to go to Mysore? Wow. I think that's a great question. I'm going to share the question and the answer I have found for myself, but this is so personal. This is very, very personal. I don't know what is happening in Mysore right now. What I know is that I applied to study with Saraswati and she accepted me, and I'm going to study with her. Saraswati is right now the holder of the lineage in India. as Manju is in, I think it's in the United States. So that's the answer for me. I don't know if there are other possibilities in Mysore because I have never been to any other shala, but I've heard there are like 60 more shalas in Mysore. So that's worth exploring. Maybe you want to ask around. And I'm sure there's great teachers also teaching there. And if you find any good teacher, please let me know. I would love to know. The next question is, what is the value of the authorizations and certifications that were granted in the Swaraj Yoga Center in the last season? Wow. Well, some of us say that these certifications and authorizations have zero value because they have been granted by people who have not practiced, that do not know what even what a certification or authorization was when my Guruji was alive. And it's kind of like a bitter subject, but the question here is if you want to do a PhD in a university, you have to go to teachers that are more advanced than you. You cannot go to a teacher that is just in their basic or even less level. If you want to, in Ashtanga, if you want to be certified as an advanced practitioner of any of the advanced series, A or B, you have to go to a teacher who knows what advanced series A and B are. That would be my answer. The third question is, why were they charging 100% of the fees in the Swaraj Yoga Center if there was no guru? Wow. In the last season, I have no answer for this. I'm sorry. I don't know. I did pay 100% of the fees. And I did not ask in the moment, but it's a very good question. Next, is there going to be a next season in the Swaraj Yoga Center? And who is going to teach there? Wow. That's the $1 million question. I have no idea. What is the meaning of Satya and Ahimsa in a yoga practice? This is a very good question. Satya is our quest for truth, our quest for reality. As I said in the beginning, yoga is the awakening of the dormant parts of our brain so we can become more sharp and understand that sometimes we are not perceiving things the way they are because we have our own preconceptions and our own prejudices and our own concepts. So Satya is a quest for whatever feels authentic to, and that's how I live it myself. And ahimsa is not being a doormat. Ahimsa is speaking for yourself when you have been injured, speaking for yourself when you have been in some ways walked upon. That's my definition of ahimsa. Someone told me that being a strong woman is very lonely. Yes, thank you so much for this comment. I really appreciate this comment, yes. Because when we come out as a woman, for all of you yoginis that are watching me, it's double, triple hard than if I was a man. So I'm going to be labeled as many things, of course, because, you know, women have been always on the second row, the second sex, as Simone de Beauvoir used to say. But anyways, it's lonely, but it's also very beautiful. It's very beautiful to speak and have the courage to speak from your heart. Someone says that the truth will come out, that is only a matter of time, and that I need to relax. And I totally agree with you. I think truth is very powerful. Truth is like a lioness, like a female tiger. And we don't need to defend her, but we do need to defend our truth. What it's important for us. That's my point of view. So today, in this Akshaya Tritiya, in this beautiful day of exaltation of the sun and the moon, I send you all my love, and I really thank you for your questions. And if you have not heard my podcast with Jay Brown, please go. He was very kind to have me in his podcast, because many other of my colleagues in Ashtanga completely denied me the right to speak up, which is fine, you know, because that's a way of defining what is happening in a very clear way, and I'm super grateful for that, because I don't know if I've said it before, but I want truth. I don't want to be like speaking to masks, and I think it's a powerful moment for all the shedding of the layers of false, let's say, appearances. And what you see is what you get. That would be the best gift for me. And it's a wonderful process of unveiling the truth and finding the diamond in between the mess. And this has been my quest since I started practicing yoga, but especially since the death of my Guruji last November. It's been wonderful. It's been incredible these past 6 months. Wow. What a huge spiritual transformation for me, for my own path. I am super grateful. I do think even though teachers may leave their bodies, they keep working with us. So here I am. If you want to write me, if you want to make a comment, please do. Thank you again for all the messages. I'm super grateful. They help me heal, really. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Namaste.